Hello, Andreas.
Hello, Elena. Good to see you again. Thank
You-
you for making an interview with me. Thank you so much. Hello.
Thank you too. I'm Elena Angel of the Ultimate Connection Coaching, and I'm delighted to be with Andreas Goldman today. Andreas is an internationally acclaimed medical intuitive. He's worked with hundreds of people all over the world in group sessions and individually. And he helps to restore health and well-being and to balance mind, body, and soul in a very, very special way. Now, I have to say, I experienced both a group session and an individual session with you, Andreas, and it's just so unique. You managed to release stored negative emotions through voice, through sound, and reflection. And it's like nothing I've ever seen. So I feel like I've just discovered a treasure. So nice to connect with you, Andreas.
Thank you.
Would you tell us a little bit more about your work? What is a medical intuitive, and how did you come to do what you do?
Okay, how did I come to do what I do? I think I was born with this thing of being an intuitive or a healer. I mean, I don't like the word healer because we can't heal people. We can just help people to get back in alignment. But that's what I did already as a little child. If one of the family members suffered from the one or the other ailment or problem, I usually sat beside them and I felt some shift in the person within a certain amount of time. Things were just restructuring, and it was just good. And I saw a lot of beings while I was a child. When I was in my room, for example, I never had the feeling of being alone. I knew that lots of stuff was going on there, and I had actually company at the time being, which went accidentally away when my parents did get divorced. The stress level did go so high that I did not remember. Actually, it was so smooth. Change was so smooth that I did not even realize what I have lost.
Really?
I did realize that there was a huge shift of paradigm and a lot of pain, emotional pain, within that period of me moving away from my father and leaving my brother with my father behind. Everything in the family
Right.
changed. So I did come back into the perception of perceiving energy, of feeling in a deeper level, on a deeper level, at the age of 28, when I actually already worked as a coach and trainer for companies, Mercedes, Siemens, Sony, and other companies in relocation and corporate health. And I studied out of body experiences and lucid dreams for 5 years.
Wow.
And when I did that, the whole channel opened up again because I was able to get into the brain frequency that opened up the channel again.
That is
That
so
was quite
fascinating.
interesting.
So how does this gift manifest? You know, what actually happens?
It manifests. How does it manifest? I'm extremely working with my voice. So I'm singing and I'm chanting. I speak a certain tongue, an old Celtic. It was said to me it's an old Celtic or Celtic tongue that I'm speaking, which I'm not aware of what I do, but I do this since I'm a child, and I just give impulses. So I'm there feeling the energy. I'm not reading it. I'm not seeing. I see it actually, and I feel it, and I taste it, I smell it, and all levels of perception, my consciousness is aware. And the moment something is shifting, I'm actually going into a mode or into a playfulness, playing intuitively with what needs to be done just to correct the patterns, which actually is quite intentionless. It's just like me and you sitting in a sandbox, trying what we can achieve in an extremely charming, relaxed way. So no real hard work in regard to that. The only thing that I needed to learn for a period of time was to step into this not knowing. I don't need to know. And the moment we come together as a group or as two individuals and we play and we want to make sure that you feel better, we actually need to learn to realize that we don't know anything. And we should have no intention to help the other one. Okay, the intention is there. I want to help you. But at the time we work, it must be totally blank. Your mind must be totally blank, and you just playful. It's almost like you put puzzle pieces together in an extremely joyful way, and you show me the pieces, and I'm shifting them back into the places where they need to be.
Wow.
With voice, with movements of my body,
yes.
so that my whole body, all the cells of my body, actually resemble the change we want to see.
Yes.
And the voice also shifting, because voice is one of the most powerful tools we have in healing, because it penetrates everything. So you give an impulse with your voice, and it actually crosses the universe. It will never stop. We don't know what's at the end, so we don't know exactly. But if there wouldn't be an end, it will never stop. And that's what we are not aware of.
Okay.
All our thoughts, the words we say, everything is there forever. And it's very powerful.
Oh dear. Better be careful what we say. It sounds very special. It's a very special state, isn't it, of being able to perceive the energy and then to give those impulses to perform the corrections, in a sense, yeah? Or to restore the balance in some way.
It sounds very special. For me, it's a total normal condition. So I step in and out like I would put my jacket on. But putting the jacket on needs much longer time. It's just there.
So
but I'm switching in and out, and I'm very grateful for that, because I know some of my friends that have a real hard time to step out of that condition.
That's wonderful. Now, you speak a lot about emotions and the mind-body-soul connection, and how negative emotions can be stored in our system and causes difficulties. Could you tell us a bit more about that? Maybe some examples?
Sure. This is one of the most important things to understand if you suffer from anything, or if you have any problem with your body or with your mental state. We store emotions. Emotions have a certain kind of vibrational pattern. It depends if you're angry, if you're grieving, or you're sad, whatever whatever emotion you experience. It has actually a certain emotional profile, and this correlates at the same time to a certain organ or to a certain structure in the body. And we can see, wow, this kind of vibrational pattern is within the liver area, or within the kidney area, or the neck, or the thyroid, or wherever, the brain, and it affects the structure. Also the spine, especially the nervous system. And the moment we help the people to release this negative emotion through addressing it, to accepting it, to actually give a vibrational pattern through voice or movement or whatever into the structure, the person can let go of that pattern. And it's very interesting, they do not even remember the emotional patterns they had later on. So it's just gone. It can be in relation with your relationship with the last partner, the partner you have right now in your life. It has something to do with an accident, with your parents, whenever. I mean, these things are stored.
Right.
And we need to free us from this emotion, because we put off the weight we put on. The backpack of life. And if you open up the backpack of life, we would find lots of big stones where there are names written on. And the one means anger with my father.
Right.
That's the name of the one stone. And the other one, despair with my mother.
Right.
The next one being totally depressed because of the change of paradigm I experienced, because of what old people, big people told me as a child. All of this we put in our backpack, together with the injuries and the ailments we experience. I mean, we're walking beings. We sometimes fall. So
of course.
we sometimes experience a special emotion when we fall or when we hurt ourselves. And this is usually stored quite deeply. The moment we are free of this emotion, the body can heal extremely fast.
This is interesting. I found that as well in that session you gave me the other day, where I had a couple falls when I was very little, and you were able to pick up the signature of it, in a sense, right? What it actually meant for me energetically. And it was very insightful, I have to say. I did feel better afterwards. Let's talk a little bit about your specialism. I know you specialize in reconstruction after surgery, and also the musculoskeletal system. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Sure. The thing is, I'm specialized. I traveled for a very long time the world and many countries, and I realized very often that there was a tremendous problem with people's energy.
Right.
And when I look at a person and I see them like in an X-ray vision, I see the energy flowing in the body. So the moment I detect a broken energy pattern or a restricted pattern, I'm immediately looking, what the heck is going on? Why is there no flow? So it can be that somebody has had a problem because of an emotional pattern with the meridians.
Right.
But very, very often people experience surgery. And the gallbladder, a uterus, some wisdom teeth, this or that. We have lots of surgery in our life today, and it's done very fast. Nobody even looks at the pattern that emotionally behind the whole thing. But once an organ is removed, we need to look and give it back into the energy body, into the matrix body of the human being, because then the energy is set free again. Because the body does not understand what it needs to do to go into the different layers of the energy body to shift the energy through again.
Right. Okay.
And the moment we for example, a woman experiences the loss of her uterus or some ovaries, because they store anger in there.
Right.
I mean, that's one of the very sad things, that women store their anger, their rage in their female organs. Very often it comes to problems.
Sure.
And then the doctors recommend surgery. So we have a hysterectomy. But if you have lost your female organs, the sexual energy, the main chi we have in our body is not flowing freely any longer.
I see.
Because these organs act like channels, so the chakras, the nadis, and the whole energy system can work freely. What we do is that we put these organs back into the body.
Right. Okay.
And as
energetically.
Energetically in a picture, it's like psychic surgery.
Right.
We just reconnect the whole string, and suddenly the energy field of the person is opening up again.
Wow.
If you have lost the gallbladder, it's the same with the gallbladder meridian.
Okay.
I mean, this is the longest that acts on rage and anger. If there is no gallbladder, this vibration profile, this emotion will go somewhere else and destroy something else. We need to make sure that everything is going in a flow. Very interesting thing for me was when I experienced the first time this deep work with female organs. When I feel if a person's energy field is just growing and expanding. And for me, this is the most beautiful experience I can only say from my point of view in my work, if somebody actually steps into their beingness and energy. And suddenly they become creative beings again.
Yes.
They take responsibility for their life, and they put themselves into the place where they should be to be the human that they are meant to be. And this is amazing. I mean, this is the most beautiful thing you can experience. And this is what we're actually doing. We're helping people to become the real person again.
It's very empowering, isn't it? It gives one that creative impulse to fulfill one's purpose and to live out our potential, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm sure that would appeal to men as well. Are men very different in how they do it?
I have been living in the States for 5 years.
Okay.
Imagine in the 90s, in the 60s, 90% of the baby boys were circumcised within 5 days. It's the same with a female organ. If you circumcise a man, very often the energy of the sexual energy cannot flow in the body freely. And the person is just alive, but not feeling alive. But they are not as compassionate. So you step away from yourself. But if you step away from yourself, you step away from life, you step away from your friends, you step away from the responsibility how to live with other beings, and to make sure you are very responsible with the resources of our Mother Earth, and. It has the line of effects that happen here is tremendous. And for us, it's very important that we begin to understand the moment we repair these things, everyone's life is improving.
No, this is so interesting, really fascinating. What kinds of experiences have people reported? Do people notice the difference immediately or later?
Absolutely. It goes like this.
Yeah.
It really takes a few minutes to transfer. I'm mainly, if I do individual work, I mainly work on the phone because I cannot be all over this planet. I just, if I could beam myself, if I need Scotty,
Yes.
if I could beam myself somewhere, that would be something. But because I can't. So I'm sitting on my phone. I'm working with the client on the phone, mainly without Skype, because then I can concentrate much deeper. No distraction.
Yeah.
So you go into and you just do the work. If you're working with a group in a webinar, you have the same situation. So you have the group consciousness.
Okay.
And you step in there. If you're working with an audience live in an auditorium, that's a different story. It's just extremely playful, and you can express yourself through the whole body, because in the webinar, standing up and seeing the whole body is not that simple. But the vibrational patterns always go as far as you want them to go.
Okay.
Our vibrational pattern will always reach the person you want to reach. They can always say, no, I don't want that. Of course. So they shut down their perception, but you will always reach them.
Interesting. It's really fascinating.
And as long as you work with love and joy, what harm can be? Of course, we should not over love or over joy somebody, because that's not fair either.
Right. Is it possible to have a little demonstration? I mean, it really has to be experienced, I think, for someone to understand better.
Sure, we can play a little bit right now.
Okay.
So I take you as the surrogate.
All right. Okay.
Guinea pig. Okay.
I am ready.
Okay. So everyone who is listening to this interview right now, just do one thing, go with us, and also feel what Elena is doing right now. So just not only watching a video, just come with us and go with us for a moment. This is just the introduction. Elena, do us a favor. Okay. Turn your neck to the left and to the right for a moment. Okay. So you see already her turning on the left is much farther. So you realize this yourself. You can turn to the left much better. It's much easier than to the right, where you avoid a little bit at the end. Okay. Let's just say. So, and everybody who is with us can play with us. So you can also move your neck for a moment. Right, left. Okay. Turn again.
Oh, gosh.
What do you experience?
It went further this time.
Went a bit further?
I went definitely this side, yes. Oh, a lot.
Okay, we open up the right side a little bit more. Try the right side.
Okay. Oh.
Ching. Before you felt the pull in the back more, right now it's moving differently. And if you were watching this little demonstration, just you can rewind, go to the point where we started, check your neck, listen to the things. We put it in a time and spaceless manner so that there is no restriction. So you can also experience what Elena experienced. We go much deeper in also our free webinars and also in our different webinars.
That's right. And the sound can somehow encapsulate this vibrational adjustment that you're making, for want of a better term.
Actually, there are certain things that happen.
Okay.
If I'm speaking with my voice, I give a command what is happening right now.
Right.
So I cannot translate the words in real English or German. But what I can do is that I extremely know the meaning of the words. And it actually opens gateways to fields of consciousness, or it opens structure. And the moment we go into this, we are opening the structure with the voice. It's like giving a command. This is what I want right now. Out of my consciousness, out of the depth of my soul, I this change. And then with the voice, we're actually with the how do you call this kind of voice?
The throat.
So we have a different name in Germany. We call it I don't even know it right now. If you're speaking in English, I think okay.
Still your head in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
with this, we are opening the structure.
Okay.
First, is this the command?
Yes.
Then we're opening the structure. It's like everything is clotted together. It's opening.
Yes.
Okay? And then when we go into the real shift, into the change, we go in a much different harmony. 많은 디스티연 모라 다른 데선 태야타야 태연보 아시발라야 태션데 칸나야 사는 든디 샬라야 태서 대선도 모래야 히발라든데 해사야얀다 션데 할랄랄레 할랄레 가라스마관 Try it.
I don't believe it. It's just all the tensions have disappeared.
Disappears, exactly. The singing actually opens the structure.
Wow.
And the voice is just inviting you to get into your personal freedom and the right, your birthright, to feel free.
Wow. It's just so elegant and effortless. It's almost too good to believe, but it works. It really does.
It's extremely convenient, yes.
It's extremely convenient.
Let's say, we teach self-help methods. Andreas just sing, and everything is just in alignment. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, just sit back and enjoy, and it's so good. Wow, this is so amazing. So you're giving a free session, a free group session online, right?
We have a free group session online. It's called Transformation Made Simple.
Okay.
And where I adjust the cervical spine, we work with the kidney energy, the sexual energy. Of course, this is the kidney energy, our main chi. We need this in our body. And we're relaxing the nervous system through the solar plexus.
Wow, brilliant. And you're also giving a very special sound file at the end of that that helps to ground reinforce that shift. That is so brilliant. So we'll give the website on this video, so please join us. It'll be wonderful to have you there. Any last words before we say goodbye to our viewers?
I'm looking forward to see you personally, of course. Thank you so much for guiding me through the interview and helping so much with all the information we can share to the people, because we want to make a difference.
That's right.
We're here to, it's one thing to say, okay, this is what I'm born with, but it's nothing if we cannot reach people and help them to get a better life quality. So I can only say thank you. And to everybody out there, thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time. It's always special to have somebody with you, because in your heart you will always feel that somebody is thinking about you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Andreas. Andreas Goldman and Elena Angel saying goodbye to you for now. Bye for now.
Goodbye for now. Enjoy.